Right. Find the equation. Find the equation of lattice rectum. Find the equation of lattice rectum of the hyperbola. Find the equation of lattice rectum of the hyperbola. 10x minus 5 whole square plus 10y minus 2 whole square is equal to 9 into 3x plus 4y minus 7 whole square. Find the equation of the lattice rectum of the hyperbola. 10x minus 5 whole square plus 10y minus 2 whole square is equal to 9 into 3x plus 4y minus 7 whole square. Is the board clear? Board clear ka unda? Voice board, is it clear? Okay. Try so. Okay. Do it. Find the equation of the lattice rectum of the hyperbola. I cannot hear you, Rajavardhan. Actually, because the issue with this mic. So whatever you want to talk, you can talk in that chat. Okay, find the equation of the lattice rectum of the hyperbola. 10x minus 5 whole square plus 10y minus 2 whole square. This is equal to 9 into 3x plus 4y minus 7 whole square. This is what the problem which was given there. So let's do it. So you have to convert for such sort of thing in ellipse also. Yesterday in the doubt, after while explaining you doubt, so I have for such sort of thing. So you have to use the basic definition of eccentricity. That is, SP is equal to EPM. So if there is something like this, there's a fixed point, there's a variable point, this is a fixed line, this is a fixed point, and this is a variable point. Let's say this is P, this is S, and let's say this is M. So this is P1, this is D2. So SP by PM, this will be always be called as eccentricity of the cone. That is the ratio of the distances of a variable point from a fixed point to a fixed line. That will always be called as eccentricity of a cone. Okay. So we are going to talk about the eccentricity here. We are just going to talk about the eccentricity here. So eccentricity of the conic, it is given something like that. So try converting that definition into the form of eccentricity. So they're asking about lattice rectum. So this one I'll write it as something like I'll take 10 common from that. So I'll write it as 10 square into. So this I can write it as x minus half whole square plus y minus 1 by 5 whole square. This will be 9 into. So you convert into the form of a perpendicular distance of a point to a line. So divide with root of a square plus b square. Ax plus b1 plus c each are covered. You try dividing it with the x square, root of a square plus b square. So this I'll write it as something like. So this is into 5 square into this is I'll write it as 3x plus 4y minus 7 by 5 whole square. I'll do something like this. I'm dividing with root of a square plus b square so that I'll be converting to the form of perpendicular distance of a point. A perpendicular distance formula converted on I'm doing this. Just 1 second. Right. So this is something like you got it as you have converted to the form of perpendicular distance of a straight line. Our form ki convert chesaru. So if I convert to that form, so basically you'll be getting something like as I'm converting to the form of perpendicular distance to a straight line. So the idea will be just divide it here. So we'll be getting it as this is x minus half whole square plus y minus 1 by 5 whole square under root. This value will be, if I divide it here, so we'll be getting it as this is 3 by 2 into, this is modulus of 3x plus 4y minus 7 whole divided by 5. This is what you get. You see, this is converted to the form of SP is equal to EPM. This is obtained in the form of SP is equal to EPM. So SP is equal to EPM form Cochin Kabatti. So this one, whatever I'm writing here, so that will be called as basically that will be called as the. So as you got that one, so it will be called as hyperbola because eccentricity value is greater than 1. Now you see, so this point here, if I write it as the focus in this case, the focus will be 1 by 2 comma 1 by 5 will be the focus in this case, and the directrix here, this will be in the form of directrix will be 3x plus 4y minus 7 is equal to 0. This is the directrix. And eccentricity in this case is root 3 by 2. If I convert this one, so you'll be getting it as eccentricity will be 3 by 2 in this case. So you got focus, you got directrix, you got eccentricity in this case. The three ochai. Focus, directrix as well as eccentricity. This is what you got here. Once this is obtained, now you can observe here. So all they are asking you is lattice spectrum of hyperbola. So if I take a hyperbola something like this, hyperbola తీసుకుంటే, lattice spectrum is a line which is parallel to the directrix and which is passing through the focus. Lattice spectrum is a line which is parallel to the directrix and which is passing through the focus. So I have to get a line which is parallel to the directrix and which is passing through the focus. So that will be called as lattice spectrum here. So focus is already known and slope of directrix. So what I'll get is that I'll get slope any line which is parallel to the directrix. It will be in the form of, so lattice spectrum. It will be in the form of 3x plus 4y plus lambda is equal to 0. Lattice spectrum will be in the form of 3x plus 4y plus lambda is equal to 0. Any line which is parallel to the directrix, it will be in the form of 3x plus 4y plus lambda is equal to 0. Now it must pass through the focus to get the value of lambda. So substitute 1 by 2 comma 1 by 5 in this line equation. So we'll be getting it as 3 by 2 plus 4 by 5 plus lambda is equal to 0. So you'll be getting lambda, hence you'll be getting this line equation. That's your idea about that problem. I hope that is clear. So that's your basic idea regarding that problem. I hope this is clear. Done? Okay. That is clear. It's an easy idea. Just take it clearly and it will be done. So I'm converting the hyperbola equation into the basic form. That's only the idea which you are doing here. So we have to convert that equation to the basic form, standard form. That is usage of the definition of the eccentricity of a cone. Okay. Next, if PQ is double ordinate, if PQ is double ordinate of hyperbola, if PQ is double ordinate of hyperbola, PQ is double ordinate of the hyperbola, x square by a square minus b square y square by b square equal to 1. Double ordinate of hyperbola, x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1, such that triangle OPQ, PQ is the double ordinate of hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1, such that triangle OPQ is equilateral, such that triangle OPQ is equilateral, such that triangle OPQ is equilateral, then find the range of eccentricity. Find range of eccentricity. PQ is the double ordinate of the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. Such that triangle OPQ is equilateral, then find the range of the eccentricity of the hyperbola. That's the question. Find the range of the eccentricity of the hyperbola. O is the center, O is the origin. O is the origin in that case. O is just the origin in that case. Very simple. So they said they gave you double ordinate. So use that concept, then use angle criterion. Answer becomes very simple from there. Okay. It's a simple idea. So hyperbola looks something like this. So this is a double ordinate. Double ordinate. What do you mean by double ordinate? What do you mean by double ordinate? Double ordinate meaning anything. What's the meaning of double ordinate? Double ordinate meaning. Very good. So a chord of the hyperbola which is perpendicular to the in ellipse we call it as major axis, but here we call it as transverse axis. Any chord which is perpendicular to the transverse axis will be called as the double ordinate of the hyperbola. So transverse axis ke perpendicular ka, let's see the chord. So this is perpendicular to the transverse axis of that hyperbola. So let's say this point is something like x comma y. So obviously this point will be x comma minus y because on this line x will be constant. Now this is the center of the hyperbola. Now they said this is a equilateral triangle. Let's say this is O, this is P, this is Q, and this is a symmetrical diagram because this is a double ordinate. This is line is parallel to the x-axis. So this has to be something like 30. This has to be something like 30. So you're going to get something like tan of 30 degrees, tan 30 degrees. So this entire length will be, let's say this is, if this is x1, y1, x1 minus y1. So this is x1 and this is y1. So tan 30 will be, this is y1 by x1, which is 1 by root 3. Tan 30 will be y1 by x1, which is 1 by root 3 here. Okay, so this is the first condition which you got. Tan 30 is y1 by x1. Now if you see x1 comma y1 both lies on that hyperbola. So you're going to get x1 square by a square minus y1 square by b square. This value is going to be equal to 1. X1 square by a square minus y1 square by b square. So final value will be equal to 1 there because it lies on the hyperbola. Okay. Now the idea will be something like you got x1. X1 is nothing but you got it as something like root 3 y1 from this. You got x1 is root 3 y1, substitute it here. So this is 3y1 square by a square minus y1 square by b square. This value will be 1. So just make subject as y1. So this is y1 square into, you get it as 3b square minus a square whole divided by a square b square. This value will be equal to 1. y1 square into 3b square minus a square by a square b square. So that value will be equal to 1. So just manipulate it. So you're going to get something like y1 square will be, this is a square b square by this is 3b square minus a square. Now y1 is a real quantity. Y1 is a real quantity. So if I take that real quantity, the square of a real number should always be greater than 0. So you're going to get something like a square b square by this is 3b square minus a square. This value must be greater than 0. Because square of a real number is always greater than 0. I'm using the basic concept there. So we got a square b square by 3b square minus a square, that value is greater than 0. Once you get a square b square by 3b square minus a square, if that value is greater than 0. Now, problem is done from there. So once this is obtained, and from there, try simplifying that. Or else instead of greater than 0, now this is something like, or you can also write it as y1. So obviously y, whatever you are doing, this is if x is equal to a, then y will be some value. So y1 is greater than 0, which you wrote there, and then try simplifying it. So I'm giving you some time there. You can simplify it. Simplify it. Just simplify it. So simplification is something like this. You got it as something like 3b square minus a square. This value will be greater than 0. So you're going to get something like b square by a square. This value is greater than 1 by 3. Eccentricity will be something like under root of 1 plus b square by a square will be the eccentricity in that case. 1 plus b square by a square will be the eccentricity in that case. So this value will be 1 plus b square by a square, whatever the value which you are getting. So this value will be greater than 1 plus 1 by 3. The final answer will be greater than 1 plus 1 by 3. So this is greater than 2 by root 3. That will be your final answer. So eccentricity is greater than 2 by root 3. So that will be a final conclusion on the answer which you get. I hope that is clear. So eccentricity E is greater than 2 by root 3. That's your final answer then. Nothing new. So I'm just using that concept of equilateral triangle, and from there I'm proceeding towards that problem. Regarding that problem, we are not doing anything new. So that is clear. It's a basic simplification part. Done? Find, next is, all these are like basic questions. Find eccentricity of hyperbola if length of lattice rectum is half of transverse axis. Find the eccentricity of hyperbola if length of lattice rectum is half of the transverse axis. That's the question. Think. You take the basic hyperbola, x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. A basic hyperbola is equal to proceed over. That's simple idea. Problem is very simple if you think about it clearly. Okay. So they said, let's say the hyperbola is x square by a square is minus y square by b square is equal to 1. Now length of lattice vector, already told you, this is 2b square by a, and transverse axis is 2a. So half of transverse axis is a. So what they said is 2b square by a square. 2b square by a is a. So b square by a square is 1 by 2. So eccentricity will be root of 1 plus b square by a square. So this is root of 3 by 2. That will get my answer. So final answer will be root of 3 by 2. Next. So all these are absolute basic questions. Don't face a struggle while solving such questions. Okay. If the foci of hyperbola, the foci of a hyperbola coincides, the foci of a hyperbola coincides with the foci of ellipse x square by 25 plus y square by 9 is equal to 1. The foci of hyperbola coincides with the foci of ellipse x square by 25 plus y square by 9 is equal to 1. Find its equation. Find its equation if eccentricity is equal to 2. If the foci of the hyperbola coincides with the foci of the ellipse, x square by 25 plus y square by 9 is equal to 1. Find its equation if eccentricity is 2. So idea is simple. First you have to get the foci of ellipse, that's very important. So x square by 25 plus y square by 9 is equal to 1. For this ellipse, first gets the foci, first gets eccentricity. Eccentricity I told you 1 minus 9 by 25, which is 4 by 5. So foci s comma s dash, these will be plus or minus ae comma 0, this will be the foci. So this is a plus or minus a is 5 into e is 4 by 5 comma 0. So foci of the ellipse are plus or minus 4 comma 0 are the foci of the ellipse. The foci of the ellipse will be plus or minus 4 comma 0. So the foci of the ellipse, as the foci of the ellipse are plus or minus 4 comma 0. So all I need to get is now for a hyperbola, the foci are the same thing, 4 comma 0 and minus 4 comma 0 are the foci. So first get the center. So center will be minus 4 plus 4 by 2 comma 0 plus 0 by 2, which is the midpoint of both the foci will be the center. Midpoint of both the foci is going to be the center. So the center here, it will be something like 0 comma 0 will be the center of this hyperbola. Now all I need to get is a square comma b square, and they gave you e will be, so plus or minus ae comma 0, capital Ae comma 0 will be the foci of the hyperbola. So plus or minus a into, for a hyperbola, in case of hyperbola, they gave eccentricity as 2, comma 0. And this point will be identical to 4 plus or minus 4, comma 0. So capital A, you will be getting it as 2 here. In this case of a hyperbola, you will be getting it as capital A will be 2 in this case. Now, so you will be getting it as E square will be 1 plus capital B square by capital A square. So this is 4 will be 1 plus 1 plus and B square divided by this is again 4. Okay, so B square you will be getting it as something like 12. So hyperbola equation will be x square by a square, and center is 0 comma 0 anyhow. So the center what you got is 0 comma 0. So this will be x square by a square. A square is something like 4 minus y square by 12. This value will be 1. So this is the equation of your required hyperbola. X square by 4 minus y square by 12 is equal to 1 is your required equation of the hyperbola. I hope this is clear. Question is very simple. All you need to do is a systematic way. If you can do in a systematic way, all the questions becomes very simpler here in case of this hyperbola. Because you have learned a lot about these for such things in ellipse. Next. Hyperbola is something like 9x square minus y square is equal to 1. Point is comma minus 4. Location of point. Hyperbola is 9x square minus y square is equal to 1. Point is 5 comma minus 4. What is the location of the point? That's the question. Fast. Inside, outside, on the parabola, on the hyperbola. That's what you need to say. So just all you need to get is yes. Yes is this function. So this is 9x square minus y square minus 1. Get S11 now. S11 will be this is 9 into 5 square minus of minus 4 whole square minus 1 which is greater than 0. So as S11 is greater than 0, I told you, in case of hyperbola it will be reverse. In case of hyperbola you will be getting a reverse sort of thing. So the point lies inside the hyperbola. So idea will be the point lies inside the hyperbola. That's your final answer there. Very good. Next. If two different tangents can be drawn, if two different tangents can be drawn from k comma 2, if two different tangents can be drawn from k comma 2 to different branches of hyperbola, x square by 9 minus y square by 16 is equal to 1. If two different tangents can be drawn to different branches of the hyperbola, x square by 9 minus y square by 16 is equal to 1. Find the range of k. Yesterday I talked about this. Find the range of k. I was talking about this yesterday. Remember clearly. Fast. Yesterday I was talking about this, if you remember clearly. So if two tangents, general equation of a tangent to hyperbola. So general equation of tangent to the hyperbola is y is equal to mx plus or minus under root of a square m square minus b square is the general equation of the tangent to the hyperbola. So you'll be writing it as y is equal to mx plus or minus. What we get here, a square is 9m square minus 16. This will be your answer. Y is equal to mx plus or minus under root of 9m square minus 16. So this is the general equation of the tangent to that hyperbola. Okay. Now, if there exist two different tangents to the hyperbola, there exist two different tangents to the hyperbola. Just the idea. So, whatever the m value which you are getting, that point, whatever the point which you are taking, that point must lie between the asymptotes. I told you yesterday. That point lies between the asymptotes. If m is greater than if m is greater than 16 by 9 and m is less than minus 16 by 9, that is mod m is greater than 16 by 9, only then that point lies in between the asymptotes, and from there we can draw two different tangents to that hyperbola. So just mod m is greater than, this is 4 by 3. Mod m is greater than 4 by 3, so you have to get that one. So for example, if there is a center, center is 0 comma 0. From center, if I am joining this line, whatever the line you have here, so let's say for example k comma 2 is somewhere a point here, k comma 2 is a point here. So the slope of this line must lie between the slopes of the asymptotes, that is mod m must be greater than 4 by 3, that is the condition which has to be satisfied. So what is the slope of this line if I join with the center? So the slope of the line will be 2 by k. This value must be greater than, what you get is 2 by, this is modulus of 2 by k, this value must be greater than 4 by 3. So we'll be getting it as mod k, this value is less than 3 by 2. So we'll be getting minus 3 by 2 is less than k is less than 3 by 2. For such a condition, you can draw two different tangents to that hyperbola. For such a condition, you can draw two different tangents to that hyperbola. This is the idea. At a simple గా center నుండి జాయిన్ చేశాను. ఈ asymptotes మధ్యలో whatever the point which you take, that point must be lying between the asymptotes. That's the concept. So asymptotes మధ్యలో ఉండాలి అంటే this line, the slope of this line must lie between the slope of these two lines. ఈ రెండు lines slope మధ్యలో ఉండాలి. So it means that this is the condition. Answer will be minus 3 by 2 is less than k is less than 3 by 2. Vinayak, last step నిన్న చెప్పాను. ఈ లైన్ తీసుకుంటే ఈ లైన్ స్లోప్ it has to be falling between these two lines. ఈ లైన్ slope, this line slope must lie between these two lines. Only then this point will be lying between these two lines. ఆ కేస్ చూసుకో. Okay. Next. if lattice rectum subtends right angle at farthest vertex. If lattice rectum subtends a right angle at the farthest vertex of the hyperbola, find its eccentricity. Make it fast. So these are like basic questions again. If lattice rectum subtends a right angle at the farthest vertex of the hyperbola, find its eccentricity. Lattice rectum subtends a right angle at the farthest vertex of the hyperbola. Find its eccentricity. That's the question. Very good. So what I said, there is a hyperbola. This is the lattice rectum. At this vertex, it is subtending a right angle. Think about it. So it's a simple idea. So this is the major this is the transverse axis. So this angle has to be 45 because this is symmetrical. Now this distance will be b square by a. This distance. Now what is this distance now? This distance, this is minus a comma 0 and this is ae comma 0. So this distance is going to be ae plus a. This entire distance will be ae plus a. So you will be getting it as tan 45. This value will be b square by a whole divided by ae plus a. So tan 45, this is 1. So you're going to get ae plus a, this value will be b square by a. So e plus 1, this is b square by a square. B square by a square is nothing but e square is equal to 1 plus b square by a square. So b square by a square is e square minus 1. So this value is something like e square minus 1. So this is e square minus e minus 2 is equal to 0. So e minus 2 into e plus 1 is equal to 0. So e has to be something like, value of eccentricity will be 2 in that case. Next. So this is, yeah, so these are like for basics. We'll solve one by one everything. Hyperbola having foci 5, 12. Hyperbola having foci 5, 12 and 24, 7. Hyperbola having foci 5, 12 and 24, 7 passes through origin. Passes through origin. Find the eccentricity. Hyperbola having foci 5, 12 and 24, 7 passes through the origin. Then find the eccentricity. fast. So use that we have done in the case of ellipse. Yes, S dash is 2AE and it is also passing through origin. SP minus S dash P is equal to 2AE. From that, you'll be getting the eccentricity concept. So there is a hyperbola. So this is S dash. So S dash, this will be equal to 2AE. So distance between the foci, get the distance between the foci. Under root of 24 minus 5 whole square plus 12 minus 7 whole square is equal to 2AE. Okay. So 19 square plus 5 square. 19 square plus 5 square, so 25. That is, so this is 361 plus 25, 386. So root 386 will be 2AE. Value of 2AE is 386. Now they said that, now I told you in case of a hyperbola, SP minus S dash P will be equal to 2A. So difference between the focal radius, difference between focal distances is equal to 2A. That is SP minus modulus of SP minus S dash P is equal to 2A. So get the value of A from this. So origin this side. So this is modulus of root of 12 square plus 5 square minus 24 square plus 7 square. This is equal to 2A. So 2A value will be equal to 12 from this. So from this eccentricity will be root 386 full divided by 12. Basic ideas. We are not doing any new idea here. All this is absolutely basic idea here. So answer is going to be, this is root 386 by 12 is your right answer there. Very good, very good. Good, Vaideki, good. Next. We'll start with basic level and we'll go into the depth of this chapter again. Like we have done for ellipse. We go in the same way, similar. Next, find all characteristics. Find all characteristics of hyperbola. Find all characteristics of hyperbola. 16x square minus 9y square minus 32x. All the characteristics under the parameter control. You get all the parameters. Minus 32x minus 18y minus 137 is equal to 0. Find all characteristics of the hyperbola. 16x square minus 9y square minus 32x minus 18y minus 137 is equal to 0. Get it? Make it fast. Find all characteristics of 16x square minus 9y square minus 32x minus 18y minus 137 is equal to 0. So you have to simplify that clearly. So let us do it. So this is 16 into x square minus 2x plus 1 minus 9 into y square minus 2y y square plus 2y plus 1 is equal to 144. So we'll be getting it as x minus 1 whole square by, this is 9 minus y plus 1 whole square by, this is 16, this is equal to 1. I told you how to manipulate such things. This is capital X square by a square minus capital Y square by B square is equal to 1. First, let's get center. We have to find all the parameters related to this hyperbola. So first, let's get the center. Center is something like capital X is equal to 0 equal to capital Y is equal to 0 equal to. Equate this one to 0, equate this one to 0, you're going to get the center. So center will be, so you'll be getting X is equal to 1 and Y is equal to minus 1. Center will be 1 comma minus 1. This will be the center of that hyperbola. Right? So I told you such things, parabola lo, ellipse lo, ila manipulate cheyalo. If the origin is shifted, how to manipulate, I showed you there. Okay. Next is something like all we want to get is that, so we got eccentricity. Eccentricity will be 1 plus 9 by 16, which is 5 by 4 is the eccentricity of this point. Now focus will be capital X comma capital Y is equal to plus or minus AE comma 0. Manipulations I told you. I'm not doing new manipulations here. I told you the manipulations in such a manner. Capital X comma capital Y will be plus or minus AE comma 0. So ये बार sorry. Okay. So this value will be plus or minus AE comma 0. So this value is going to be plus or minus 5 comma 0. So foci will be capital X is nothing but in place of capital X you have X minus 1. So X minus 1 is equal to plus or minus 5 and Y plus 1 this value will be equal to 0. X minus 1 is plus or minus 5 and Y plus 1 value has to be equal to 0. So the foci will be 5 plus 1 comma minus 5 plus 1. So this is both the foci will be, this is 6 comma minus 1 and one more foci will be minus 4 comma minus 1 will be the foci. So this will be yes dash. So we got both the foci in this case. Now directrices will be capital X is equal to plus or minus A by E is the equation of the directrices. Capital X is equal to plus or minus A by E will be the equation of the directrices. So capital X will be, you have X minus 1 in place of capital X. This will be plus or minus A by E. A is 9, A is 3 and E is this one. So this is plus or minus 9 by 5. So directrices will be X is equal to 1 plus or minus 9 by 5 will be the directrices of that. So we got foci, directrices, center, eccentricity and vertices. So X comma capital X comma capital Y is equal to plus or minus A comma 0. These will be the vertices. So X minus 1 comma Y plus 1. These values will be plus or minus 3 comma 0. The vertices will be, you have to get point X comma Y. Ilanti point lo X comma Y the point iskondi. So you'll be getting it as vertices will be 1 plus or minus 3 comma minus 1. These will be the vertices. The remaining length of lattice rectum, all that you can find out. LLR is 2b square by A, that will not be changed. Even if there is a shift of origin, length of lattice rectum will not be changed. Vaidehi eccentricity miss అయినట్టుంది ఒకసారి చెక్ చేయనా remaining everything is okay, right? This is the idea finally. So అలాంటివి ఇచ్చినప్పుడు parabola you have to get it and you have to do something about it. Ellipse లో మీకు ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పాను, length of transverse axis, length of major axis, length of minor axis కనుక్కోవడం for an equation. I told you in case of an ellipse, if G is 0, H is 0, center 0 comma 0 అయిపోయినప్పుడు, if the center is 0 comma 0, I told you how to find r cos theta, r sin theta తీసుకొని I told you how to find major axis and minor axis length. Do you remember that? Center 0 comma 0 అయిపోయినప్పుడు I told you how to find the major axis and minor axis length by putting r cos theta and r sin theta. Do you remember, everyone? Do you remember it? Same way you do in case of hyperbola. Hyperbola kuda same way lo chestaru. Let's do that. So question is find length of transverse axis and the conjugate axis of find the length of transverse axis and conjugate axis of 32x square minus 52xy minus 7y square is equal to 180. Find the length of transverse and conjugate axis of 32x square minus 52xy minus 7y square is equal to 180. Same I told you, right? So the center, logic chapter. Logic is something like, if you don't remember, I'm repeating it again. Ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. If g is equal to 0 and f is equal to 0 in this case, the center will be 0, 0. Remember this. Ellipse lo meeku note laga raapichannu. I made you write a note. Remember this? G is equal to 0, f is equal to 0, the center 0, 0. This will be the center in such a cone. So obviously for that center is 0, 0. Center 0, 0 ainappudu and center lo nundi maximum distance, minimum distance laga tesesకొని you try finding that. Do it. Just substitute r cos theta and r sin theta into this, and we have to get the r maximum and r minimum. Let's do it. So let's substitute. So this is you place x is equal to r cos theta. This is the shortcut method. Y is equal to, this is something like r sin theta. Let's substitute there. So this is 32 into r square cos square theta minus 52 into r sin theta into r cos theta plus minus 7 into r square sin square theta. This value will be 180. Okay, so 32 is here. So you can take r square common from this. So r square into 32 cos square theta minus, what do you get there? 52 r sin theta into r cos theta. So I'll write it as 27 sin 2 theta minus 7 sin square theta. This value will be 180. Okay, transfer it. So all you want is r minimum, r maximum. So r square will be 180 by 32 cos square theta minus 7 sin square theta. Okay, so just simplify it. So either sin square theta you write it as this one, you write it as 1 minus cos square theta. So you'll be getting it as, this is 39 cos square theta minus 27 sin 2 theta minus 7. So cos square theta you write it as 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. Cos square theta is 1 plus cos 2 theta 2 by 2 and processing. So this value will be r square is 180 into, this is 2 will divide by, this is 39 into 1 plus cos 2 theta. Just wait. Minus, this is 27 minus, this is 54 sin 2 theta minus 14. This is what you get for r square. If I simplify that clearly, then so you're going to get r square. This will be 360 whole divided by 39 minus 14. This is 25 plus 39 cos 2 theta minus 54 sin 2 theta. So r will be under root of this value. Now you know how to maximize, minimize this trigonometric equation. So just get the maximum and minimum values of that trigonometric equation. Our trigonometric expression ki maximum minimum values are all denominator alone. But I told you ellipse లో major axis minor axis కాబట్టి strict గా define అయిన values వచ్చాయి, because but here you may get imaginary value something like this. So 39, let's do it. So this is something like r will be root of 360. You see the magic here, actually it will be auto adjusted. 25 plus I can take 13 common, 3 cos 2 theta minus 4 sin 2 theta. 3 cos 2 theta minus 4 sin theta, 2 దానికి maximum value ఏమవుతుంది further from maximum value for this will be 5. So r minimum this will be maximum value substitute చేస్తే extreme value substitute చేస్తే 360 by 25 plus this is 65. 13 into 5, maximum value will be 5. So what are you going to get? So this is 90. So which is 2. So r minimum 2 వచ్చింది. R maximum substitute చేద్దాం. Maximum అంటే denominator కి minimum value substitute చేద్దాం. So what do you get? R maximum will be, this is 360 by, this is 25 minus 65 అవుతుంది. So this is 3i identity అంటే root of -1 లాగా వస్తుంది. Observe, you are getting it as 3i. ఒక కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్ ప్లేన్ తీసుకుంటే ఆర్గన్ ప్లేన్ అంటారు. కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్ ప్లేన్ ని ఇట్ విల్ బి కాల్డ్ as ఆర్గన్ ప్లేన్. ఇది రియల్ యాక్సిస్, ఇది ఇమాజినరీ యాక్సిస్. Imaginary axis, for example, if their point is 0, 3, the meaning of this is 3i another. 3i another. So obviously you got r minimum is 2, r maximum is 3i వచ్చింది. Let's analyze this. So 2, 0 looks something like this, and 0, 3i will be present on the imaginary axis. Next chapter లో clear గా నేర్చుకుంటారు దీని గురించి. So this is 0, 3. ఈ పాయింట్ ఇమాజినరీ యాక్సిస్ మీద ఉంది కాబట్టి I stands for imaginary axis. అందుకే దీన్ని I అని రాయం. మొన్న కూడా చెప్పాను నేను I అని రాయం ఇక్కడ. So you observe. So this is B, this is A obviously. So this value will be A, this value will be B. So that looks something of that kind. Final answer will be something of this kind. So this is A, this is B. Once you got A and B, so semi transverse axis length will be, transverse axis length conjugate axis length కంటే తక్కువ ఉండొచ్చు ఇక్కడ. Here that is the reason we are not terming it as major axis and minor axis here. So you'll be writing it as r max, that is 2a will be the transverse axis length, so that will be 4, and conjugate axis length will be 2b, which is 6. That's your answer, because as it is situated on an imaginary axis అందుకే ఇక్కడ I వచ్చింది. Imaginary axis మీద ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి I వచ్చింది అక్కడ. క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ కరెక్ట్ గా చేసుకోరా. 52 ఇక్కడ ఏం టచ్ చేస్తుంటాం. 26. Just see the calculation method. I was just interested in teaching the method. Okay, I hope that is clear. So this is a shortcut method to do that. Transverse axis conjugate axis length ఇలా కనుక్కోవడం ఈజీ మీకు. This will be very easy for you. Done? అయిపోయిందా? Okay. Find the equation. Next is find the equation of conjugate hyperbola. CH stands for conjugate hyperbola. Conjugate hyperbola of x square minus xy minus 2y square plus 2x minus 4y plus 5 is equal to, see, find the equation of the conjugate hyperbola of x square minus xy minus 2y square plus 2x minus 4y plus 5 is equal to 0. Think about it. So first what you do is that you take pair of asymptotes. I told you equation of hyperbola, conjugate hyperbola and pair of asymptotes and conjugate hyperbola, they differ in their constant term only. So these differs by constant term. Yesterday I was highlighting this point. So first, if this is the hyperbola, obviously hyperbola equation and the conjugate and the asymptote equation differ in the constant term itself. Hyperbola equation and the equation of the conjugate and equation of the asymptotes differ in the constant term itself. So let's take that. So asymptotes, let asymptotes equation. I'll write that asymptote equation as x square minus xy minus 2y square plus 2x plus minus 4y. E plus 5 is as plus lambda is equal to 0 and rasta. Let's write this asymptote equation in some such manner. And అది asymptote అవుతుంది కాబట్టి as that is asymptote, so what happens is asymptotes ki ఇప్పుడు two methods ఉంటాయి కదా. So this is a second degree equation in x and y. So either you use delta is equal to 0 to get the value of lambda, or ఇంకో కేసు ఏంటంటే asymptotes always passes through the center of a conic. Asymptotes passes through the center of the hyperbola. This is method 1 is finding delta is equal to 0. Method 2 is use dou f by dou x equal to 0, dou f by dou y equal to 0. You get center. ఇక్కడ center వస్తుంది. ఆ center ని మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే మీకు lambda వస్తుంది. But that becomes complicated. So straightforward use delta is equal to 0. If you can use delta is equal to 0, you are going to get the equation of the pair of asymptotes. So if I use delta is equal to 0, so you are going to get lambda is equal to 0. So asymptote equation will be x square minus xy minus 2y square plus 2x minus 4y is equal to 0. This is the asymptote equation. You got asymptote equation and you got something like hyperbola equation. Now already I told you asymptote equation, this will be something like c plus h by 2. Yesterday I told you this. So conjugate hyperbola equation will be 2 times of, or else you see constant term lo difference vastundi. So if I think about that one, so 2 into equation of asymptotes minus equation of hyperbola, this will be giving you equation of conjugate hyperbola. Idi 5 undi and ikkada asymptote equation lo 0 undi, so that's done automatically minus 5 ravalsindi. So you're going to get by using this, so equation of conjugate hyperbola, this will be x square minus xy minus 2y square plus 2x minus 4y minus 5 is equal to 0. So this is the equation of your conjugate hyperbola to that. So I told you 2 methods to find lambda, but delta equal to 0 direct SS coach, or else you can use some other method also. Okay, this is the idea. So